Greetings from the voice of Allan Kardec.
And welcome from the voice of the spirits.
We are here once again to take you on another small journey through the Spirits book by Allan Kardec. Today we will cover the Passions, questions 907 to 912, and Start Selfishness, questions 913 to 916.
Enjoy.
Question 907. Since the principle of our passions originates in nature, are they evil per se?
No. Passion is the result of excess brought about by the will, though the principle itself was given to humans for their good. The passions can lead them to do great things. Their abuse of them is what makes them evil.
Question 908. How may we define the limit at which the passions cease to be good or bad?
The passions are like a horse that is useful when controlled, but dangerous when it controls. You can recognize when a passion becomes harmful at the moment in which you cease to govern it, and when it results in any injury to yourselves or others.
Author's remarks for question 908. The passions are levers that increase humans' powers tenfold and help them to fulfill the designs of providence. However, if instead of directing their passions they allow themselves to be directed by them, they fall into excess, and the very power which, in their hands, could have done good falls upon them and crushes them instead. All the passions have their principle in a sentiment or need of nature. Therefore, the principle of the passions is not evil because it rests upon one of the providential conditions of our existence. Passion per se is the exaggeration of a need or sentiment. It is in the excess and not in the cause, and such excess becomes evil when it results in some kind of evil. Every passion that brings us nearer to the animal nature takes us further from the spiritual nature. Every sentiment that lifts us above the animal nature announces the predominance of spirit over matter and draws us closer to perfection. Question 909. Could humans always overcome their evil tendencies through their own efforts?
Yes, and sometimes with very little effort. What they lack is willpower. How few of you make such an effort, however?
Question 910. Can humans find in spirits an effective aid to help them overcome their passions?
If you sincerely pray to God and your guardian angel, good spirits will certainly come to your aid. That is their mission.
Refer to question number 459. Question 911. Aren't there passions that are so alive and irresistible that the will is powerless to overcome them?
There are many who say, I want to, but their will is only on their lips. They want, but they are very satisfied at not being able to. When they believe they cannot overcome their passions, it is because their spirit is pleased by them as a result of its own impurity. Those who try to restrain their passions understand their own spiritual nature, and overcoming them is a triumph of the spirit over matter.
Question 912. What is the most effective means of fighting the predominance of the corporeal nature?
Practicing self-denial.
Question 913. Of all the vices, which may we regard as the root?
We have already told you many times, selfishness. All evil derives from it. Study all the vices, and you will see that selfishness is at the bottom of them all. as much as you may struggle against them, you will never uproot them as long as you have not destroyed their cause. Let all your efforts tend towards that end, because selfishness is the true scourge of society. Those in this life who want to approach moral perfection must uproot from their heart every sentiment of selfishness, for selfishness is incompatible with justice, love, and charity. It neutralizes all other qualities.
Question 914. Since selfishness is based on personal interest, it seems difficult to entirely uproot it from the human heart. Will we ever be able to do so?
As humans become enlightened about spiritual things, they attach less value to material things. Next, it is necessary to reform the human institutions that entertain and excite the passions. This depends on education.
Question 915. Since selfishness is inherent to the human species, won't it always be a permanent obstacle to the reign of absolute goodness upon the earth?
It is certain that selfishness is your greatest evil, but it is connected to the unpurified nature of the spirits incarnated on the earth, and not to the human species per se. Upon purifying themselves over successive incarnations, spirits get rid of selfishness just as they get rid of other impurities. On the earth, aren't there persons who are divested of selfishness and who practice charity? They exist in greater numbers than you might think, but you know few of them because virtue does not seek to reveal itself in broad daylight. If there is one, why wouldn't there be 10? If there are 10, why wouldn't there be thousands? And so on.
Question 916. Far from decreasing, selfishness increases with civilization, which seems to excite and entertain it. How can the cause destroy the effect?
The greater the evil, the more heinous it becomes. It has been necessary for selfishness to produce much evil in order to make you understand the need to uproot it. When human beings have been freed from the selfishness that dominates them, they will live as brothers and sisters. They will not do evil to one another, and will mutually help one another through the fraternal sentiment of solidarity. The strong will then be the support and not the oppressor of the weak, and no longer will anyone lack what is needed because all will practice the law of justice. This is the kingdom of the good that the spirits are in charge of preparing.
Refer to question number 784.